The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar. I would like to apologize for this little delay because, when this is the most exciting webinar, everything stops working. So here we are today, and I would like to welcome all of you guys to our iSpring Solutions webinar. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all of us because we met a milestone. Today, we're having our 100th webinar. So how cool is that, guys? Congratulations. I would like to thank all of you for making this project possible, for all your comments, support, and feedback. And I'm sure that we will make these online sessions even better. So now I would like to introduce the topic of our today's webinar. We are going to talk about creating all types of content in a snap using the new iSpring Suite 9 video tool, which is called Cam Pro. And my name is Paulina. I am the community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. And as a presenter, as always, I have invited my colleague from Technical Support Department, Sophia Nicolina. Hi, Sophia. How are you today?
Hello, Paulina. Thank you for asking. I'm doing great today. And how are you doing?
Now I'm doing much better. So Sophia is our senior technical support engineer, and she has been taking care of these workshops. And I think this is your 5th or 6th workshop, and you're doing pretty well. And people are liking how you're presenting them so far. So thank you very much for coming and being presenter for our audience today. And of course, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to submit them in the question box, and you will see it on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel. And on the screen right now, you should see how it looks. And I have one more exciting news for today. We just launched a special prices for our iSpring Suite and special volume discounts. So starting with a 3-user pack, you can get our product at a very good price. So you can see more information on our website, and the pricing is available for iSpring Suite full service and also just a regular iSpring Suite license. So if you guys are interested, please send your email and phone number in the question box, and we will get back to you after the webinar. Okay, I think at this point we are ready to begin. So Sophia, please, you're welcome to start.
Thank you, Paulina. And let me close the presentation. Okay. So, hello, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us today. So, first of all, could you please let me know if you can hear and see me okay? If something goes wrong during the presentation, please let us know in the question box on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel. Everything is good, yes? Because I have seen some comments about audio, about problems with audio. Okay. Yeah, I see. So in this case, that's great. Thank you very much for all your comments. And today I will be really happy to demonstrate step by step how you can produce an expert-led video courses, create a software tutorial in no time, and enhance videos with titles, images, annotations, and other helpful info. I'm also really happy to share with you some information regarding the main updates, general changes, and new functionality of iSpring Cam. Now this program is not only a recording tool, but also a full-fledged video studio where you can edit video and audio tracks, add annotations, shapes, text boxes, and so on. By the end of this workshop, you should be able to record, edit, and manage videos and fully work with the improved iSpring Cam. And now we are ready to begin. Let me start this workshop by opening the iSpring Cam Pro program as a separate module. Please open the Windows pane here, select the iSpring Suite 9 folder here, and click on the iSpring Cam Pro 9 icon. Please keep in mind that iSpring Cam Pro is a part of iSpring Suite, which is the all-in-one tool for e-learning content authoring. In the opened window, you'll be able to create two projects. One is the New Recording option, and the other one, New Project, was added to the menu. So what will you see if you click on the New Project? A new window will be opened where you can immediately start to edit and customize ready-made videos and screencasts and insert different objects and images into the canvas, this canvas. For our purposes, it's better for us to select the option You Recording in the menu. Please click on the blue button in the top left corner here. Select New Recording. Excellent. Now we can start preparing for the recording. After clicking on the New Recording button, a black and white frame and a black panel with settings will appear. Now you can record not only screencasts in iSpring Cam, but also webcam video and even your screen and webcam video at the same time, and then show the two streams together or switch between them. Plus, you can select a recording area here, ready-made presets, or customize your own by changing the dimensions here. You can also choose an appropriate microphone in the drop-down list, check its volume, and mute or unmute it here. Additional recording settings can be customized if you click on the small gear icon in the bottom left corner here on our panel. Here you can easily change hotkeys to the ones you need so that you can conveniently stop, play, or cancel the recording without clicking on the mouse. In the Extra Options section, there are the same settings that were in version 8.7. I mean, open new windows inside recording area and display icon in the system tray. If you don't know what the system tray is, then please hover over the info icon there and read the text. Let me show you what that means. Let's start recording quickly. And as you can see, the Cam Pro icon appears in the system tray here. I will cancel it. Yes. So I will return back to the properties. And if we switch to the devices tab, here you can fully adjust the microphone volume here. Set appropriate devices for camera and mic in this section, and also set the option to record microphone sound here. This function was added so that you don't turn or turn off microphone sound on the panel each time. Let me also note that this option will be saved after the program is closed if you click on OK to confirm the settings. So, we looked through all the options on the recording settings panel, and now we are ready to start the recording. Today I will show you a new option called Screen and Camera so that you can see how it works. To start a new recording, please select the Screen and Camera option and click on the big red button at the bottom. And let me also note that during the screencast, I will open the Word application and work in it. So, to start a new recording, I should click on the red button. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't select screen and camera for sure. So, yes, I will select another recording area and select screen and camera. So as you can see, our video appears on the screen, and now I'm ready to begin. So please don't worry, our video was moved to my second monitor, but when I'm done recording my video and screencast, our video will appear on the in the right bottom corner once again. So let me type the text, for example, hello world. I will also change its size, for example. The font of the text will make it bold. For example, delete extra space. And to pause our recording, I should click on the pause button here. To continue our recording, I should click on the same button. So here you can see a video duration, the volume of the mic, and also you can cancel the current recording. So I believe it's done, so I will click on the stop button to finish our recording. Okay, we recorded our screen and webcam, and now we are ready to begin editing our material. After completing the recording, you will see a new window with some information. Let's quickly read it. You can add annotations for all captured keystrokes and mouse clicks. Annotations will be automatically displayed and can be edited further. So, what are the annotations? Annotations are visual hints that appear during a screencast recording. They automatically detect hotkeys, mouse clicks, or typing. Thus, you can easily explain the purpose of the pressed buttons or show the order of your actions on the screen. Let's add annotations to our recording by marking this option and configure them directly from this window by clicking on the Customize Annotations. Here you can set ready-made color presets. For example, I will select green and change the font and its size here. To confirm the settings, please click on Save and Continue. As you can see, the program editor has completely changed. In the center, you will see a canvas with recorded screencast and webcam video. At the bottom, annotations, here, screen recording, our screencast, and video recording. And on the top, there is an updated ribbon with a lot of new features on the Home tab. All objects on the canvas can be edited in the same way as on a PowerPoint slide. You can add videos, captions, images, and shapes, and also change their sizes. Plus, you can zoom the canvas by clicking the zoom buttons in the top right corner here, so that you can see all the details on it. Let's start by overviewing the bottom panel in the editor. I'd like to note that the number of tracks is not limited. Add as many layers as needed. With iSpring Cam, you can create a video from several different fragments, put sound over the video, and even show two videos at the same time. First, let's select any annotation. Here, for example, the first one, and I will put the cursor here. And let's see what you can do with it in the editor. So you can change the shape of the annotation if you don't like it in the drop-down list by clicking on the Change Shape. So you should select our annotation, change shape, and I will do it as comment. I can also move the annotation and place it anywhere on the canvas. For example, here. You can choose a template shape style here, or fill it with your own color by clicking on the shape fill and shape outline. You can also apply effects to the shape such as glow and shadow. For example, I will do glow for our annotation. You can also change the width and height of the annotation shape here. Plus, a very useful option was added called Format Painter. This option allows you to copy the formatting of the selected object and apply it to another one, and this will greatly save you time when editing objects on the panel. To do so, please select any annotation. For example, this one. Click on the Format Paint button here and select another annotation, this one. As you can see, let me show you. Great. As you can see, the shape style is automatically applied to the second annotation. I will return back to our previous annotation and go to the Format tab. And here you can also set the duration of the shape on the screen. Edit the text inside the annotation. Change the font and its size. For example, I will select 28 and Sergio Black. I can also make it cursive, underlined, or bold. If you right-click on the annotation here, you will see the following options in the context menu. You can cut it, copy and paste, rename the annotation, remove it, and change its shape here. I think I've covered the main information regarding annotations, so let's continue and select the video on the bottom panel. Let me find it. Okay, great. And here you can replace your video with another one. For example, you can easily import a ready-made video from your computer by clicking on the Change Video option. You can also reset the video to its initial state, change its height and width, and also select another video border. You can also apply video effects such as glow and shadow. Let me change its size, for example, and add some video effects. For example, glow. You can also set transparency for your video and change the sound volume here. In this section, you can view your video. Let me show you. You can also cut your video, copy and paste it on this section by clicking on the corresponding buttons. Also, you can split the parts of the screencast video by clicking on the Split button here. To do this, select the time fragment you need, for example, this one, and just click on this button. This function is very convenient for combining different parts of video material. Plus, you can remove unnecessary video fragments by selecting the segment you need, for example, this one, on the timeline, and clicking the Delete button on your keyboard or the X here. And the last thing I'd like to cover on the bottom panel is editing the audio track. Let me quickly record only screencast in order to show you the audio track. So I will go back to the Home tab and select Screen Capture to add a new screencast to our video. So I will click on the screen, start our recording, and I will wait several seconds to show you the audio track when you select the screencast option. So I believe I can stop our recording, continue, and as you can see, our screencast was added to this video. And this is our audio track. Now I can select it and show you the following options. Here you can also split, copy, paste, and delete the audio track if you select it. Then you can replace it with another audio file here by clicking on the Change Audio and export the recorded file as a WAV format. So if you have a look at the type, you can see that the audio will be saved in WAV format. You can also change the sound volume, and in addition, you can hide your audio track by clicking on the eye icon here. So I select my audio and click on this icon, eye icon, to hide our track, so that all objects are not shown in the final video, or I can block it so as not to accidentally change anything by clicking on the lock to lock our track. So as you can see, I can't do anything with my audio track. So great, we are done with the first part of the webinar. And do you have any questions, guys? Please leave your comments in the question box of the GoToWebinar panel, and I will be happy to assist you.
Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
would you like to go over some questions right now, or would you like to keep going?
It depends.
Because we do have some questions. So, okay, a little bit off topic, I would like to mention that the recording of this webinar will be available after our online session, and I will be sending the link to everyone who registered and attended. So if you guys are worried that you're not able to repeat or follow all the steps that Sophia is showing at the moment, don't worry, it will be available for you to repeat them at your own pace. And let's just cover one quick question right now from Drake. Is it possible to import a video from another source and edit it into the video recorder recorded with iSpring?
Yes, if you have already created video on your computer, not from, for example, cloud service, but on your computer, you can easily import it by clicking on the video on the Home tab, and I will cover it a bit later.
Okay, thank you very much. I think at this point, let's keep going and then cover all the rest of the questions at the Q&A session.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay, sure. So thanks for all your comments, guys, and your questions. And let me continue the webinar with a review of the top panel of the iSpring Cam editor. I will cover the options one by one. And what changes can we see here? First, screen capture. If you click this button, you can add your screencast to the ready-made video. To return back to the editor, please click on the X here. Video and audio. You can insert your own video or audio in addition to the recorded material. They will be added as separate tracks on the bottom panel. Picture. You can add an image to any time segment. For example, I don't know, this one, for example. Okay. You can set the duration for our image, then select another transparency, make a picture border, make picture effects, for example, shadow for your image, place it wherever you want. You can change picture, to replace it to another one, export it, reset, and make an option called Format Painter. You can start your video tutorial or add ready-made captions to the video on the canvas by clicking on the text box. So let me return back to the Home tab and select the text here, and I will place it on the canvas. You can place it wherever you want on the canvas and edit it. If you only need text on the background of the video without any shapes, I mean this shape, then please remove this shape by selecting No Fill and No Outline in the context menu. So let me change the color of the text to the black. 1 second, please. Okay, and I will remove our shape by clicking on the No Fill and No Outline here. Great. You can apply the same settings to shape. So you can select the shape you like, place it also wherever you want. And if you want to add text on the shape, just right-click on it and select the option called Edit Text. And I will type a text. Okay. And please pay close attention to the new option called Transition Effects. With this function, you can set up smooth transitions between scenes or for our text blocks and images. To do so, please click on the transition effect that you want to apply to a particular shape, or for example, for our annotation. And drag it to the beginning or to the end of it. So I will select, for example, flash one, and apply our transition effect to this annotation. Let me show you. Okay guys, we have finished with the main features and effects that can be applied to our recording. So let's see what's in the properties. Here you can adjust your own resolution for the canvas or set ready-made presets. Please keep in mind that the Highlight the Cursor Position option has been moved to the editor's properties. As you remember, in version 8 of iSpring Suite, you could find it in the settings before recording. But now you can change the highlight color by clicking on the Customize button, or for right and left clicking on the mouse buttons by marking these options. To confirm your settings, you should click on the Save button and Save button once again. And the last thing I want to show you is saving the project. Please click on the blue button in the top left corner, and you will see several options for saving your project. You can save it in a special output format, iScam project, if you click, for example, on the Save As, so that you can edit it in this state. You can also export all project data or publish your video. I will click on the Publish button here. In the opened window, you can publish your video to your computer in MP4 format. You can, for example, rename title of the video, select another local folder, change its size of the canvas size, and select another quality, for example, not medium quality, but high quality, and click on the Save button. You can also upload your video to the iSpring Cloud service by logging into your account, renaming title, selecting destination folder, changing its size, and selecting quality of the video. You can publish to our iSpring Learn LMS. You can also select another learning course options by clicking on the Customize button. You can change the title here, add some tags, make another description, and enter the author of this video. And the last option is uploading to YouTube. So please rename your video in the corresponding field, sign into your account, select category. After logging into your account, select another permission, for example, public, private, or unlisted. Also change its size and the quality of the video. And I believe this is the end of my presentation, guys. And if you're interested in pricing for our products, please leave your emails in the question box of the GoToWebinar panel. Now we will start the Q&A session.
Thank you very much, Sophia. We do have a lot of questions.
I see a lot of. Yeah, I see.
Okay, let's start covering them one by one. So the first one is from Anastasia. When you change video, what happens to the animations already created? Do they disappear? If you add another video, do the animations stay with the video they were timed with?
So let me quickly read this question once again.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you which animations exactly you mean when you record a screencast, for example, in PowerPoint, by recording your PowerPoint application, for example, or you mean transition effects in the iSpring Cam Pro. So for example, if you mean the transition effects in the iSpring Cam Pro, so they will not disappear. Sure. Yes, and they will stay with the video. So I mean with, for example, annotations where when they were timed with. So for example, or if you record a screencast regarding PowerPoint application and you have some animations here, so the state of animations won't change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you think we can move on to, okay, Anastasia says annotations within Cam Pro. Annotations.
Annotation, I see.
Mm-hmm.
No, they will disappear if you select another duration. So you can set specific duration for your annotation, and you can increase the duration, for example, so that it won't disappear from your screencast during the playback when you play your video.
Mm-hmm.
And animations won't disappear. So these transition effects are for only for example, the end or for the beginning of your, for example, screencast or video recording or annotations, etc. This is not a complete animation.
Mm-hmm.
Just only for the beginning and for the end of the recording, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. And another question is from Jim. Will the screen capture the screen of any program running on the computer, or will it only capture the screen of PowerPoint and iSpring Suite?
No, you can capture the screen of any program. So for example, let me quickly, okay, just open the screen capture.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, you can select the screen area, a specific screen area, for example, this one. So
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't select any application, etc. So you can during the excuse me during the screencast you can record any area you want. If you select, for example, screen area or full screen. If you select application, then you should select the application you need. For example, Google Chrome, PowerPoint, Word, etc. So it depends on your purposes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. The next question is from Joni. Can you use, I guess, version 9 on a PowerPoint and convert it to a zip file for an LMS program?
If you mean, for example, video, for example, if you opened your iSpring Cam Pro as a separate module, then you can just only publish in MP4 format to iSpring Learn, Cloud, or directly to YouTube. However, if your video or your screencast is a part of the course that you have already created, then you can easily convert it as a zip file and upload it to your LMS.
Mm-hmm.
So only if you're placed your video in your course and publish it in the iSpring Suite program, not in iSpring Cam Pro.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sophia. The next question is from Edward. If you cut one track, do all other tracks get cut at the same time?
One moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think about it. For example, let me quickly show you. I return back to my recorded video
Mm-hmm.
and I will cut my track. For example, this one. You should select the time you want, for example, 23rd second, and click on the split. So as you can see, this part of the video was splitted. These parts, I mean, were splitted, and that's all. Just one part of the video where you located your cursor in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, for example, if you had the entire video recording and you should split a part of it, just click it and your video will be like two parts of the entire video.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Allison asks, how do you save the final project?
It depends on your purposes once again. For example, uh, should if you want to save on your computer, then you go to the Publish button, select My Computer, and uh, change its size, quality of your video, and it will be published as MP4 video format. If you have our iSpring Cloud or iSpring Learn LMS, then you can use these tabs. If you want to upload your video directly to YouTube, you can select this tab and publish it. If you have third-party LMS, so you can, for example, make your video as an MP4 video by publishing it uh, on this tab by selecting the tab My Computer. So you published video as MP4 video and then upload it to your third-party LMS. If your video is a part of the course, then you can publish it from iSpring Suite program directly to your LMS by selecting the LMS tab. I believe that's all.
Thank Thank you, Sophia. And Jenilyn asks, can you play the presentation you just made?
Sure. Let
Did
me
it make any
show.
sense?
Yeah. Let me quickly check it. So, for example, as you can see, I type the text and annotations appear on the screen. Our cursor is highlighted. You can also see some effects that we applied recently. I mean, the
Hmm.
glow.
And Sophia, was it all created by choosing new project, not new recording?
I selected new recording option. A new project option is for just editing your ready-made video or ready-made screencast.
Hmm.
But if you want to create a new recording, then you should select this option. Just
Hmm.
only new recording.
So project is something for something that you already have, for the content that you already have.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a ready-made video, you can uh, immediately edit it by clicking on the new project and adding your screencast here.
Hmm. And Patty sent this comment. It's the very last one. I think you can see it. I was hoping I could change the text that defaults so I would not have to edit each annotation. For example, instead of the text press, I would rather use the word click. I create computer tutorials that have a lot of clicks. Perhaps this could be an enhancement. Can you comment?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Sure. Thank you very much for this feedback, Patty. I will redirect this information to our product development team so that they can create a feature request from you and add it to their list of uh, of features, the next
Mm-hmm.
features.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks, Sophia. And okay, the next question, and I would like to mention at this point that we still have 10 minutes before the end of the webinar, so we will use them for all the questions that have that we still have and didn't have time to cover. And if you guys need to leave the session, you're welcome to do so. I will be sending their recording where we will cover all the questions. Okay, so let's move on. There is a question from Ross. When we export a finished video, what are the format options and resolutions? Can you please go over that one more time?
Could you please I see the question.
Mm-hmm.
When we export a finished video, what are the format options and resolutions? So let me check this.
Mm-hmm.
You can, uh, the thing is that you can export your project as an iSpring Pro project files, and it will have the output format like iScamproj output, I believe. It is not the MP4 format. You can export your project, for example, to share it with your colleagues so that they can edit your video on their computers. And this is not just like completed or finished video. If you want to finish a video, then you should publish it
Mm-hmm.
or make it as a ready-made in the MP4 format. So it won't have any resolutions and format options. So it's just this editor.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And moving on to the next question. Um, from Anastasia. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. How do you add iSpring Cam Pro project to an iSpring PowerPoint presentation?
Let's see. So I will open my Spring Suite tab. Please, if you don't mind,
Sure.
I
Go
will
ahead,
check
use
it
it.
on this presentation. Thank you. So let's add the screen recording. Uh-huh. Okay, 1 second. I will open a new one. And Spring Suite 9 screen recording. For example, I will select new project. Here you can add some video, audio, pictures, and you can also save and return to course in the same way. If you, for example, select a new recording option. So here you can import your video, audio tracks, add some pictures, or maybe a record screen or webcam, and just click on the save and return to course, and your video project will be shown in this way as a picture on the slide. Paulina?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, moving on. So, Sophia, let's cover this question first. From Ross. When creating a course, do you recommend creating the screencast slash recording separate from the course itself and then just adding the video?
If you want to add your video in the course, then it's better to use iSpring Suite tab and screen recording. So if you want to have your video as a part of your course, then it's better to use screen recording option on the iSpring Suite 9 toolbar, in the main toolbar. If you want to make recording separate from the course, then it's better to use the iSpring Cam Pro as a separate module here. Just click on the iSpring Cam Pro 9 and publish it on your computer. If you want to have your video in the course, then you should select the screen recording button.
Thank you. And there is another question from Lionel. Is it possible to record any program or is there any restriction?
It depends on your Maybe it depends on your administrating rights on the computer. However, I believe that there are no restrictions regarding applications that you want to record. So there are no restrictions for applications. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So moving on. Alice asks, is there a fade out transition to put at the end of the video?
Could you please tell it once again?
Sure.
Paulina?
Is there a fade out transition to put at the end of your video?
1 second. I will check this. So I will go to the transition effects. You can see the fade options. For example, you can select your video here and select the smoothly effect. You can also change its size if you want, or change its duration, I mean. So as you can see, the video was disappeared. at the end of the track. You can do the same thing with other things on your timeline for screencast, for annotations, for any shapes, images, etc.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sophia. And there is a question from William. Can we see more editing video techniques? And here I will need your advice, Sophia. Like we record, make a mistake, record another section, and then edit them together. Or is this a topic for a future webinar? What do you think?
Let me quickly find this question.
Sure, this is a question from William Ryan.
William Ryan, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 second, please. I see one question about OneDrive, and William Ryan. I found. Just 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for joining us, William, by the way. It's very good to
Yes.
see you here today.
Like we record, make a mistake, record another section, and then edit them together. Or is this a topic for future webinar? I believe the topic for our future webinar will be regarding interactions in the iSpring Suite 9. And as for your request, you can, for example, start recording
Mm-hmm.
your video. And if you, for example, found a mistake in the video, you can cut the segment of the video or record another section by clicking on the screen capture, cutting the previous segment, the incorrect segment, and just drag them as you want. So for example, if you drag it like on my screen, for example, you have two parts of the video, the incorrect one, the correct one, then you just cut off the segment of the video, incorrect video, and you can place it here. And if I play it, so you can see that this video is almost the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
You can also put it, for example, like this, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. And there is also a question from Chrysanto. Is there a way to have synchronized closed captions with video in PowerPoint published as SCORM package using iSpring?
In the iSpring Suite 9 program, we don't have captions. Excuse me. We don't have captions. You can also do almost captions in the iSpring Cam Pro. As you can see, these annotations. However, they're not the same thing as captions.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this, for example, using PowerPoint, maybe using shape or smart odd objects. You can use annotations now as Spring Cam Pro, but in the final version of your course, for example, of your SCORM package, then you can turn on the closed captions in the iSpring Suite 9 version because we don't have this option.
Mm-hmm.
You can, as far as I know, you can add closed captions by using code.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks, Sophia, and I hope that answers your question, Chrysanto. And Alice says that she would like to see a webinar on how to use the editing tools. So I think we need to look into this topic in more details and maybe put it as one of our future webinars. And since we are almost out of time for today for this online session, let's cover one last question from Patty. So this is about projects. She says, I'm still not clear with a project. Well, I'm sorry, what a project is and when you create a project versus a video. And then she says, oh, so the project is like the container that holds an edited video. Do you then publish the project as a video? Can you please help Sophia in this case?
Sure. It depends where you want to um, place this project. For example, if you have a course and you selected a video project, then don't save for, oh no, 1 second. So, uh, hmm, okay, let's quickly create a new slide for you. I will delete the previous one. I will add the new project. For example, I will make the screen capture. We'll click on the stop up to several seconds. That's great. Add annotations. Then I will save and return to course. And I will publish my course by clicking on the publish button to my computer, documents. Okay. So as you can see, your project is as a video on the screen that you can see. So this is a video that you can play when you play your course. So you can, for example, create a new project as a presentation with several slides. For example, insert images, text boxes on the timeline. And you can also select screencast, an option of recording screencasts and videos for your presentation. If you, for example, use iSpring Camp Pro as a separate module, then you can, for example, use new project for editing your video, saving this project as a specific type, as iScam proj output, as far as I know. Save it and then open it once again and edit it. So I believe that's all.
Thank you very much, Sophia. Okay, so at this point, I think we need to wrap up because we are beyond our time limit for today's session. I would like to thank all of you guys for sharing that special moment with us of our webinar number 100. And also, I hope that you found this one useful. Thank you very much for all your questions. Sorry, we didn't have time to cover all of them, but we will be definitely getting back to you with the answers after the webinar. Our next workshop will be dedicated to building interactions, and as far as you may know, we have new interactions added to this new version, iSpring Suite 9. Now we have 12 interactions, so we will be covering all of them. We will be covering some enhancements in the visual section. So this should be a very interesting and really nice workshop. And I have shared the link in the chat box with you guys. And thanks a lot to you, Sophia, for presenting for our audience today.
Thank you very much, Paulina, for this webinar, and also thank you very much, you guys, for all your comments, a lot of questions regarding iSpring Camp Pro, and also feedback. Really appreciate that.
All right, so if you guys liked this webinar, please let us know in the comments section, and we will see you at the next session. So thank you very much for joining us today. Again, I will be sending the recording as soon as it's uploaded on YouTube. And I hope you enjoyed this session, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and goodbye.
Goodbye.